level of Gilish Shechina is that even a Malach becomes bottle, is when Dafka, when they learn. When they learn, then the Malach, the angel, stands in a state of nullification, that he completely loses himself. 10 years. Now, when two people sit together, it doesn't happen. It's because the Kedusha is there. It's 10 people, even when they're not learning. So Meila Alachas Kam, especially when they're learning. Okay, so then, now the Rebbe goes on, and it seems like the Rebbe is concentrating here on a Mecholefin. Well, Mamshich Mevar Maimer, the Rebbe continues that he explains in the original Maimer Hasidic discourse on what this Maimer is based. Inyan Naila Yesa Bazer, but in a greater Inyan, Ela Shakesa V'derech Shailu Tmiya. This is you're referring to the Tzemach Tzedek, it seems like. Eira Teira. Yeah. Well, although till now he didn't mention Eira Teira. Till now he doesn't mention Eira Teira. It's indirectly referring to the Tofrish Nun Dalad Maimah, on what this is based, which is a good few years earlier. Ela Shakesa B'derech Shailu Tmiya, and that Tzemach Tzedek writes in a question. In other words, there's a doubt. We need to look into the Zayar, but Ramashom, he says it seems like it's different. That it seems like that by the Malachim there's also male and female. And we mentioned earlier that in the merit of the male and female together there's a special blessing from above. So why don't they have it? The Malachim. Ramashom, the Shayich Zivuk Mamish b'Malachim. If it's already shayach that they get together, so why are they why are they considered only standing in one place, which seems like that they, whatever elevation they have is within the range of the previous status.
Even like a husband and wife?
Both.
So they fight also?
He says, if not, the explanation of the Ramaz that it means Isho Beise Haino Mashpio Makabel Al Derech Rav LeTalmid. He says it Veleke Mezivuk Ish V'Ishtei. He says if the Ramaz would have said that when we say the union of Zivuk that they pair together is only like a teacher and a student, so then we can understand it. Omnam Haramaz LeKosav Kei. Haramaz didn't write it. So therefore, we must say, who is a famous commentary on the Zohar, so we must say, we have to understand, why is it that Malachim, angels, are different than souls? V'tzorech leimer, kiven the zivuk shala Malachim, v'rak mechitzenius, ve'ein ze inyan hiluch shahu pnimius. Since the inyan of zivuk, the zivuk of the Malachim, is not something which is a internal, it relates to something internally, which expresses the relationship between them, but their relationship is expressed and based only on external. It is not something that touches and relates to their essence. Therefore, the progression and elevation, escalation in their Aveda, in their service to Hashem, is limited. Another inyan, the Odom Kolol Mekola Elamis. This is all from the Tzemach Tzedek, it seems like. A person consists of all the worlds, which means to say a person consists of all the worlds. It says Nasa that the Shasa, a person was created. It says Nasa b'tzalmenu kidmusenu, and it says Nasa. Hashem says, let's make a person, create a person in our image. What does it mean? That Nasa means why Nasa? So it says in Svarim, the Rebbe's father comments from the Zohar, that this means he took from all the worlds together and put together the other, which means that the person consists of and is blended together from all the worlds. And therefore, when a person does a service to Hashem, he has an effect on all the worlds, because he himself is a microscopic chain of creation, and therefore he touches all the worlds. So therefore he is a general creation. But a malach, on the other hand, is individual. He doesn't have all the worlds together. He has this specific Aveda. He cannot do two things together. He cannot do two missions together. He's limited in his sense. So now the Rebbe begins explaining what the Tzemach Tzedek wrote to two different explanations. What is the difference between the souls and neshama and malachim angels? When we speak about a teacher and a student, although there is by Rav and Talmud, a teacher and a student, there is the one that gives, there is the mashpia mekabel, the one that gives and the one receives. Still, what is the relationship between them? In what consists hashpah? The giving. It is a inyan of seichel, nothing more serious than that. It is not like b'shas there is a birth. So before that there is the sperm from the father, and then later develops into a child, a whole new creation. Here it is only giving over, sharing his intellect with someone else.
Why not emotions also?
He can share also the ava with him. He can. Here he's expressing. He's giving him seichel. He can express ava to him, and he can also give him ava. I mean, there's a story benegir to was it Rebbe Rashab, or was it was one of the Rabbeim that he said. I think it was the Rebbe Rashab said on one of the Chassidim. It was or Rab Chanya, I think it was Rab Chanya Morozov from another Chassid. He says, not the Rav, not the Yira. He says, take Av, love of Hashem, take Yira of Hashem, fear of Hashem. It was like given from above to below. But in general, V'negir Mashpia Makabel, Rav and Talmud, it's Be'iken Inyan of Seichel. It's you can have a Rebbe and a Chassid, will give him also Av and Yira. We have by a famous Chassid named Rabbi.
What do you mean Av and Yira? The Rebbe Shab said he was giving over his Atzmus. Ksavim was a chayv.
Okay, right.
But Ksavim we have the Rebbe Alein.
Okay, good. But we're talking here now about Pratis Dika Keiches. If Rav gives over to Talmud, so we see that sometimes, although this is an Aveda of a Yid, this is the Chidush. That it's an Aveda of a Yid. Av and Yid has to be at least an emotional person's motions. Not that it should just shine into his heart. When Rabbi Yikosia Lepele, for example, the Alter Rebbe's time said that he can't deal with his evil inclination. And he says, he says to the Alter Rebbe, I can't, I really have to, I need a solution. The Alter Rebbe said a posik, V'ata Machayes Kulam, that you sustain everything. And from then on, he shined into his neshama, into his heart, a revelation that sometimes he couldn't, first of all, he got a very broad mind. And the Amital Rebbe wrote for him Imre Bina. The Imre Bina, one of the deepest svarim in Chassidus was written for this Chassid. And then the Chassid, sometimes walking in the street, he would get a certain awakening, and it shined into him, and he became very freilich, and he started to dance. He didn't have who to dance with. He grabbed the mailman and danced with him. Okay, straight, he grabbed with the mailman, which means he didn't have any kalim for it. It was milmaila lamata, from above to below. And B'shasa was the Tzemachtzedek's Istalkos. He came into Lubavitch and he heard about the Istalkos. So, Akoponim, just to get to the end of that part of the story, he went over to the Rebbe Marash and he said, till now I referred to you as Du, which means we were buddies. Now it is Ir, with an honorable mention. Put on your hat and start saying Chasidus. And this is what he made him a Rebbe. I mean, he was from Alter Rebbe's time, so it definitely has a significance by the Rebbe Marash. So Rabbi Kosia Lepele, but he was a makivdika. The Frierdiker Rebbe discusses in a letter, he was completely makiv. It wasn't like someone that was, it came down in vessels and everything. He just asked, and the Alter Rebbe just gave it to him then.
But the Rebbe didn't give us in makiv.
The Rabbeim Bechlal gave him pnimi. This was an exception, Rabbi Kosia Lepele.